Hey, I'm Rue. I'm an elopement filmmaker and photographer here in the beautiful, snowy, magical mountain state of Colorado. And I'm here to talk to you today about what types of vendors you need for your elopement and roughly how much they'll cost. So yeah, let's dive right in.
Hold this house up with my own two hands, so you can make it out. So you can make it out.
So I'm really getting dumped on here from this snow. But yeah, just to start off, let's talk about photographers first. Photographers are kind of like the first thing you may think of for your elopement day. Here in Colorado, a good elopement photographer will cost somewhere around that $3,000 to $5,000 range. You may find some cheaper, you may find some more expensive, but typically $3,000 to $5,000 is kind of that sweet spot. It may be priced differently in other parts of the state and other markets. I don't really know. Unfortunately, I'm kind of just based in Colorado, and I'm just only going to give you information that I know about. But $3,000 to $5,000 is what you should be looking to spend on an elopement photographer. Your photographer's there obviously to take pictures, but also to help with kind of any sort of miscellaneous thing. Elopements are really pared down. There's not as many vendors as there would be at a traditional wedding. So your photographer could also be like your planner or your guide, or give you location recommendations, or be there for any other sort of assistance you need on the day. So photographers or videographers, I like to say both because some people prefer video over photo, or some videographers may have more experience than the photographer. So normally the visual team will kind of collaborate on helping plan the elopement a lot as well. So for elopement videographers, you can typically expect somewhere between $4,000 and $7,000 for your elopement film. Kind of just depends on the package, how much experience they have, and how much they're kind of doing for you on your day. The reason they're a little bit more than just your elopement photographer is there's an extra level of audio and music that goes into editing an elopement film, that the photographer will edit the pictures, that will give you an opportunity to relive what it looked like on the day. For video, I like to say we give the opportunity for the couple to relive what it feels like on the day. So we give music and we give visuals and we give vows and we give all of it to really craft an emotion and craft a story and give a snapshot of what your legacy is, who you are as a couple, what you love to do together, and really capture that day one step deeper than just the photographers. So if you really want your elopement captured in like a full and comprehensive way, having both a photographer and a videographer will be a really nice addition to your elopement day. So the next type of vendor I would recommend is an elopement officiant. Having an officiant there for your wedding can help guide you through that ceremony process and really solidify your vows and make it legal in a fun and interesting way. Outside of an officiant, here in Colorado, it's snowing so much. Here in Colorado, you can technically marry yourself. So that's called self-solemnizing. So there's no officiant there, and you can basically guide yourself through the ceremony. So an officiant isn't required here in Colorado. It is required in other states. So make sure to look at your local area on where you're eloping and check that out. But Colorado, they're not necessary, but I still highly recommend one because it is fun to have one other person there on the day, sort of guiding you through that process. It's so snowy. For recommendations on elopement officiants, please reach out to me. I just know pretty much all of them here in Colorado at this point, so definitely reach out and I can recommend them to you, because it's sometimes hard to find officiant websites because some people, although it's their full-time gig, officiants may not have websites or be marketing or branding in the same sort of way that a photographer or videographer might. So if you need help on finding an officiant, please just reach out to me. My email's in the description. It'll just save you a ton of time. So I'm happy to recommend whoever you need for your day. So the final type of vendor you might consider hiring for your elopement day is your elopement planner. So planning in the elopement space is kind of tricky because sometimes photographers and videographers like myself will offer that as part of their package. Since we spend all of our time here out in the field, we know all the best spots to go to, we know all the best accommodations to stay at, all the Airbnbs, different restaurants you should go to. So because we're out shooting elopements so much, we have a lot of knowledge about local areas to visit. So often in the elopement space, photographers and videographers can handle a lot of your planning. So you may not be required to hire an external planner, but it could be nice depending on how logistically challenging you want your elopement to be. For an elopement planner, prices range all over the place, but I would just anticipate spending around $1,000 to $2,000 for your planner for the day as well. But like I said, definitely check with your photographer or videographer, because I know a ton of us offer planning as a part of it. So if you break down the price of hiring a photographer, a videographer, an officiant, and even a planner, if you decide to hire all 4 vendors, your price could probably be around that like $15,000 range. That's still half the amount of money that a traditional wedding would cost. You may be thinking to yourself like, Rue, that's a lot of money. Like, I don't know if that's something that I want to invest just for one day. But think about a traditional wedding. A traditional wedding is $32,000. That's the average price across the US. That's average. So 30, 40, 50,000 is not super uncommon to spend on your wedding day. For your elopement, you get to go out into beautiful magic snow like this. You get to have such an intentional and amazing experience, and putting forward that money will allow you to relive it and have photos that are amazing and videos that are amazing, and the experience is great, and the people you work with are so fantastic and encouraging and enthusiastic and loving and creating a meaningful day for yourself. So I know it's definitely a lot to consider, but even if you book the top of the line photographer, top of the line videographer, top of the line officiant, and even hire an elopement planner on top of that, you're still running yourself like half what it would cost for a traditional wedding. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, I'm so excited that you're eloping, and it's such a fantastic experience. Feel free to please reach out if you have any questions, if there's anything I can do to help you. My email's in the description, my website's there as well if you want to check out some more of my work, or you can check out some of the work here on this page. I love you, I'm proud of you. I'm so excited for your elopement day. Even if I don't get to be a part of it, I'm just really happy that you're choosing an intentional and meaningful way to celebrate your love for one another. I'm gonna get out of the snow because I chose to wear the wrong pants. So yeah, have an awesome day, and yeah, check out some of my other work here.